Computer. Lights.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. The Monday after Christmas. I'm noticing some serious lag. So I'm trying to figure out what my lag is and where the lag in the system is. So I haven't heard from Troy yet, but the plan on Monday was supposed to have been to do 1 hour's worth of normal show here, and then 1 hour's worth of Geek Tank. But we haven't actually discussed it today as to whether we're doing that or not. And so I'm not 100% sure what the plan is. And I texted him, and I think he's still asleep. So I'm kind of feeling like, excuse me, I swallowed crooked. Don't try to inhale your coffee, people. It will not work. But I'm of the opinion that perhaps what I need to do is just get back to work as normal. I'm not 100% sure about this. Okay. Work as normal for us consists of going into Bellatrix Rising, and we're going to pull up those design pages that we had. And what that means, though, is that we're going to have some slowdown here because I need to open Photoshop in order to print. So we'll have to wait for a second here. I noticed they changed the picture in Photoshop. That's kind of interesting. Morning, Brent. Oh, man. We're going to have to... I kind of want to... Yeah, happy post-Christmas to you, too. Is that a Christmas where we all post things on the internet? It's like a Christmas of cool memes. Probably not, huh? We are waiting for Photoshop, as we oft do. We're waiting for Photoshop because one of the other weird problems that I have with Clip Studio Paint is it really is pretty bad at handling printing, strangely. So it is not the program to print out of. It requires you to tell it, what kind of page it is and what's its pagination, and, and it takes a lot of steps to get through. And then it does it wrong. Then it can't communicate properly. Wheel. Oh, we can buy followers, primes, and viewers on Star, Star, Star. It's taking forever. We're still loading. We're still loading. All right. So now I've got control of my computer, which is cool. Sort of control of my computer. So I found out the reason why it takes so long for Photoshop to open. And it actually makes some sense. And I'm not that upset about it. And it's mostly because all of the Creative Cloud protocols are by default off. So it takes a lot of effort for it to do the Creative Cloud protocols to bring those all up. So it takes a while for Photoshop to load on the first time. It doesn't take so long the second time, but the first time takes forever because it's got to load all of the Creative Cloud stuff. So I remember that, and that's okay. It still means that we are 10 minutes into the show. It's fine. They're not going to say anything else. They usually just say one thing and then they abandon us. So don't worry about it. Twitch is all good. I'm only worried if we get actual who's the witches, actual trolls. Okay. But again, I can't help but think nobody buys followers. I mean, like, I guess maybe somebody does. But yeah, I don't know who buys followers. All right, we're going to go and print. I'm going to scale to fit. We always have to scale to fit with things coming out of. Here we go. Bring this over here. We have to scale to fit all the time because A4 pages are not exactly 8.5 by 11 pages. So, and we're going to do a couple of other things, not the least of which is print only in black and white. We also don't need 5 copies, but we have to wait because everything takes forever. So, how was your Christmas there, Britt? There we go. We need to do black grayscale because It really irritates me that I cannot just select normal copy paper. That's fine. All right. No matter what selection I click here, it is not copy paper. And the printer knows it. And so every time we hit print, it doesn't matter what happens, it's the wrong paper. So the printer then sends back an error that says, wait, are you okay with us not printing on super awesome super paper since you obviously only have copy paper in there? I'm like, yes, that's fine. But it does mean that every print I have ever done in the last, like, however long, it has to freak out and say, oh no, you do not, in fact, have the correct paper. So anyway, my Christmas is. Hey, Colton. Morning, bro. Okay, settings you're not available. Okay. We're going to spend our entire time trying to figure out how to tell it to print in black and white. So it'll stop whining about printing in black and white. Oh, well, this may be the end of me ever printing ever again. Well, not really. Because the only problem is that it only will allow me to print on plain paper. But plain paper is not an option and has not been for a while. Come on, wake up. Oh, now it's an option. Maybe plain paper. That's all we've ever needed. There. So I ordered a new set of print cartridges. And they are going to arrive tomorrow. So till I get a new set of print cartridges, we only have black ink over there. And it took an awful lot of effort to get to the point where we could print in black ink. So, good. That sounds like a printer printing. So, how was your Christmas, Colton? I presume it was somewhat low key. Or did you get low key things? Because then it could be low key. Oh, I think I'm funny. Yeah, you can. It's still saying that's the wrong kind of paper. I don't know, man. There we go. All I wanted to do was print this page that we worked on out so that we can start working on checking stuff off. Oh, nice. Yeah, maybe that's what was going on. I slept a lot. I think what was happening was I had like some kind of telepathic communication with you. I just like I was like, I sleep. Are you gonna print? You gonna whine? What you doing? I sort of did. I went and cleaned out the last of my dad's storage unit, which made me feel kind of like that. Ugh. So, why are you blinking? Just print. Yeah. So, and then I drove a U-Haul back on that Thursday day when the winds were 100 miles an hour. I was driving a U-Haul back in that wind. So that was pretty stressful. So in a way, I kind of was. It was actually kind of funny because I had to go to the doctor. Okay, so it was Wednesday was when that was. On Thursday morning, I had to go to the doctor and get blood drawn for all of the normal, we're just you're coming up on 50 and it's time for you to, have your blood drawn all the time so we can test it. Why are you not printing? Um and so the next day I go in there and I'm like, "Well, you may find elevated levels of cortisol, which is the stress hormone." I was like, because it was pretty stressful. I was kind of stressed out. All right. I did. I had some fun. Now it's printing. Or is it? Yeah, it's not. It's, it's sitting there saying, it's still saying the paper is mismatched. I don't know what to say about this. Okay. I really wanted to print that out so that I would have this list of items. So, well, I appreciate that, Colton. That really wasn't what I was after. I mean, I do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, my good man. the it was very very stressful, and I think I slept a lot because of that. Um, but I was just really kind of joking that I think you were just contagious. That's much funnier and not quite as sad. Anyway, so okay. So, Colton, let me explain what Brent made me do because it's all Brent's fault, and I'm going to just blame Brent here. Um, so I was working randomly on some random thing, and Brent was like, "You really should break your script down and stop working on random stuff, and instead start working on things that go straight for the script." And I was like, and he was right, of course. So what we did was we took over here. Everything is taking forever on my computer. And we literally broke down each scene in the script into, what was the location, what sets are in there, what characters are in there, are there any props, right? And so we kind of broke those things down like so. Um, and we got through all scenes of the first 2 issues of the comic. And then I sorted them over here on this one into just characters or ships or sets interior and then sets exterior, props and other. So some of the things, this other section down here is open because I have a feeling I will write other things. So that's what we kind of did here, was kind of break it down so that we can at least make some sense of stuff. So there we go. There is that. Yeah, we're doing some planning. And now I'm going to kill Photoshop like the little child it is. That was weird. So all I wanted to do was print those 2 pages out so we'd have physical representations for us to do the checking on and stuff like that. I drew, it's hard to see, but I drew little circles right next to all of the words so that I have a spot of which to circle and check, which is what I do. I've actually learned to do that a long time ago. Every time I write a bullet point or whatever, I'll put a little circle, and then that means I can go back later and just check it off with a pen, which allows me to do stuff. So everything in here now has to match up. And one of the things I kind of want to do is, so let's talk a little bit about something that happened also while I was on my little road trip. I was at my sister's house. One of the stops that I had made, she lives in San Antonio, so we drove from Houston to San Antonio, and then we dropped off a lot of the stuff that we'd gotten a U-Haul truck. We'd rented a U-Haul. And so we took it from Houston to San Antonio, dropped a whole bunch of stuff off at her house. I stayed there for a couple of days to kind of recoup. And then I drove back straight north, which is why I was out in freaking Nowheresville, Colorado when that windstorm hit. But one of the things that happened that was really kind of cool was my sister had this little chair. And it was a vanity chair from around the turn of the 18th, 19th century, or 19th to 20th centuries. And it turned out it was my great-grandmother's little vanity chair when she was a child. Well, my sister moves a lot. She's been in the service. She's a government employee. She's moved to various locations all over the world. So she's constantly having military movers move her stuff. And during one of the moves, they dropped something on this chair, and something heavy. It turned it into splinters. I mean, it was literally just Kindle. And she was crushed. But my dad said, "Hey, I think I can put that back together." And so he took all the pieces, and over, I don't know, a couple of months, he rebuilt this chair. But one of the things he did, which was fascinating to me, was he redid the pad on the chair with some fabric that he had around the house. Well, the fabric he used was some of my grandmother's ultra suede. And ultra suede was a thing that was really big in the 80s and the 70s and the 80s. And it's a synthetic suede. And it's got a great feel to it, but it almost feels like suede mixed with rubber almost. It's got a very kind of rubbery, not in a bad way, but a rubbery sort of feel to it. So, and I'm looking for this here because there's a story behind this that's very funny. So he redid the cushion in this ultra suede. And this is the first time going to her house was the first time I had seen this. I hadn't seen this ultra suede, or I hadn't seen the rebuild of this. I had heard the story, of course, naturally. I'd heard the story. But I hadn't seen it. So here's a picture of it. And apparently this is the thing that's locked up my computer. Camera's locked. That's nice. Okay. We will wait. Hope you guys are having fun over there. Do. There we go. I'm back. No, I'm stopped again. I don't know if you guys are seeing me freeze up like this or not. But I am seeing me freeze up like this. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Doodly doodly doo. Here we are waiting. Here we are awaiting among the leaves so green. Oh, look. Hey, I'm back. I'm moving again. Boy, my machine is taking a little bit of time this morning. Understand that the grievance that I have just caused to my computer was to double-click a photograph to open in a picture viewer. That's the grievance that I just caused. Okay. So, here is the thing that my dad rebuilt. So, anyway, completely rebuilt it and then redid the seat cushion in this ultra suede. And when I saw the ultra suede, I said, that's the perfect shade of blue. And Gio was talking to me about it. Well, what do you mean that's the perfect shade of blue? And I said, there's something about that. That is the absolute perfect shade of blue. When you ask me what my shade of blue is, it's this. This is the perfect shade of blue. You can kind of see if you look around here and look around the bottom of this, all of the trim on the design behind me is sort of close to this shade of blue and everything like that. I said, it's the perfect shade of blue. And what we theorize is that my grandmother had this fabric in her shop because my grandmother had a fabric shop. And as a child, I got into this fabric somehow and it imprinted on me. And then later, Dad found a scrap of it and used it for this chair. And so that's the theory that we're running with at this point in time, because we don't know where he got it from. And of course, he passed away, so we will never know. But this shade of blue is absolutely perfect, in my opinion. There's no more perfect a color than this color. Since this came from a bolt of fabric that my grandmother had and probably had since I was born, and ultra suede has a really nice feel. And like all of us Spectrum-y kids, touch is important. And so I think that what happened was before I can remember, before the age of, say, 5 or whatever, either she had blankets made with this or something was made with this particular bolt of fabric. So, this is the perfect shade of blue. So one of the things we want to do in maintenance here is I'm going to attempt. I got to go down here and I grabbed its color code, and we're going to switch the uniforms to that. And everybody's gonna be like, why did you do that? You're so weird. I'm like, you know what? It's my story. It's my comic. I can do whatever I want. And what I want to do is use that perfect shade of blue for um, for the uniforms. I'm going to go back to December. December. There it is. So we're going to open this particular one. There's this picture I took, and I will show you in a second here. Or I won't. I don't know. It'll take forever for me to load. Boy, we're having a particularly rough morning this morning. All right. So I tell Troy. There we go. Wow. There we go. That took a long time. I don't know, Brent. This is taking forever for me to do anything. Okay. So I have an app that allows me to identify colors, directly identify colors, so that when I find a color that I like, it can tell me what its hex code is, and it can tell me what its mix is and everything like that. And so I like the fact that it thinks that it's a dark blue, and it's really not a dark blue at all, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. So I managed to snag the color with this color finding app that I use. And now I have its hex code and I have its HSV code. So we can now pick exactly what that color is. Best part is here, I just snag it like that. And I've already got it, right? Because I just right mouse click with this, and it doesn't really change because this is one solid unit, which is wonderful. So this is the Perfect Blue, which was a really creepy anime. Perfect Blue. So now we have tagged the Perfect Blue, and we now know what that is. So we're going to open over here. We got to open it up. Man, everything is. By the time I get everything done over here, it's going to be time for us to break for Geek Tank. So, oh, by the way, today is the first day that we are trying the Geek Tank thing. So at 10 o'clock, we'll be switching to Geek Tank. But that means a complete stop of show and a start of show. So you'll have to bear with us while we do that, because we'll be switching over. As long as you stay on the Rocky Mountain Geek Tank channel, you should be fine. And you should be able to stick with us, and we'll just switch to Geek Tank. We're going to Electrus Rising. View, large icons. I don't know why it doesn't seem to want to stay at large icons. The computer keeps switching back to list mode. And I always need large icons because otherwise I can't see what's in these folders and go, oh yeah, that's the folder I needed. Administration. I think. Wow. Nope. probably internet design booklet. I have a design book that I've made, which actually these two things probably have to go into the design book. There we go. Characters, Chang Li. We've got her, not the mess, service uniform. Right. So Colton, are things better over on Twitch? All right. Now, this code now I'm going to change here to this. I'm going to change it because I really want that color. I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. Because I feel like that's a better color. Right? See how much brighter? Look how much brighter. You're right. And not on my phone. Oh! I got to show you the thing. I'm going to switch to Ring camera. And show you this thing. Because you'll like it. We're going to use it here for broadcast at some point. This is my Olivia. I'm going to show it to you because I just bought one. But this is a really interesting widget. So it is it weighs in 1 kilo, which is about 2.2 pounds, right, on the base. And it has this extender that literally extends all the way up like so to this. The height is, hopefully my computer has not decided to actually seize because I can't see anything. Oh, come on, computer, work with me here, not you. How locked up are we? Wow. Right? Right, George? Huh. Hang on. Yeah, can you hear me? You might be able to hear me still. OBS just totally crashed. So if you can still hear me, I'm rebooting OBS. Okay, well, my mic works. Hey, that's a plus. So if the mic's still working, in theory, well, now all my screens are blank, so I don't know what's going on. So I hope you can hear me. I'm having a rough morning today with the main processor here. PC is not happy. I don't know what the problem is. So give me just a second here. Bring up Task Manager and get a look at what's going on. No, it looks like the PC is still running. And now I've got Task Manager up. So, and I just restarted. There we go. So now I'm back and I have the secret to the air shield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so anyway, I was saying it's kind of hard to see, but it's a stand which extends all the way out to like here. And this has a light on it. And I'll bring this back down. On top here, it has the ability to hold your phone right there. And this is a light. Well, it's a dead light because it hasn't been charged, but it's a light. And so you can, yeah, there's no power, there's no juice left. But that's okay. I have juice lines over here, which are designed for this kind of stuff. Not the least of which is this guy, right? So you can take that and then, oh, it doesn't work whenever you have, there we go. But it's got a light right here, and you can hold your camera, your phone, just holds up right here. You have to kind of snap it in place, but you can rotate the camera so that it's like that, and you can do a show. The reason I'm saying that is it's specifically designed for you to do filming this way. So it's mounted up here so that you can film what's going on right in front of this area right here. So I really think this thing's nifty. It came with a microphone that plugged, well, it didn't come with a microphone. I bought it with a microphone. And the microphone plugs into the bottom of here and then clips to your shirt. So you can walk way back here, and then you can draw right here underneath the little thing. And this thing has got the ability to turn on extra light on the front in different colors and stuff like that. Anyway, thought you might find that interesting, Colton. It took like freaking forever for us to get there, but I thought you might find it interesting. So it's called an Olivia, and it's I want to say the name is something paparazzi. Right? Exactly. That's exactly my plan, is to use this for Watercolor Wednesday. I'm not kidding. I'm actually, my other thought was that the big thing about this guy is he's very, very portable, even though his name is Olivia. So I should probably say she is very, very portable. And so, because this is it right here, complete with a light and everything like that, and it's weighted so it won't tip over, and it's actually a really nice little thing. But what we can use it for in 2022 is I might go hang out somewhere, like at a coffee shop or something, and do my show from there, where I can sit and have coffee at a coffee shop and paint or draw. I want to do a little bit more of the not necessarily I want to do more traditional work. I don't know why traditional I was having a problem with traditional, but I was. So I want to do a little bit more traditional work in 2022. I want to do more hand drawing and things like that, where we get more paints and just painting and things like that. My mother-in-law sent a beautiful like watercolor pad. So I want to kind of use that pad for things. And so that's what I'm going to use Olivia for. We're going to do a little more of that. Also, and the only reason I'm doing this is that in 10 minutes, we're going to switch to Tank. And so all we really did was manage to get us to the point where I have the perfect blue in here on things. However, our little kind of crash out here has given me a little bit more information, Brent. If you're kind of hanging out here and listening, that crash out tells me something very important, which is I used to, I was telling you, I said that the computer takes about 45 minutes to finally post. And what usually happens is that it loads and then you try to do something and it starts to just bog. Everything bogs down for another 15 minutes or so. And that's about consistent with us loading Creative Cloud. So once we loaded Creative Cloud on here to bring up Photoshop at the beginning of the show, for the remainder of the show, this thing was bogged completely down. So our resource problems are definitely stemming from Creative Cloud. Something is going on with CC. So, I mean, and I know that people are like, oh, obviously, except that that actually is testable. We've been able to test it and see it happen more than once. So I'm of the opinion that we have an issue going with Creative Cloud. So that's a thing. All right. Real quickly, switch back to the monitor so we can see what we were talking about before. I switched this color to this color of blue, and it actually looks a whole lot cooler. I really like this color. And if you don't, that's okay. It's not your comic. So there. Nanny nanny boo boo. So I think I'm going to make all base colors. Yeah, good old Adobe. So make all the base colors are going to be this shade of blue. And now you know. The blue is so I have always kind of been talking that this is my Final Fantasy thing, where I've just been throwing everything that I've ever done over my entire life into this. And over here, and I'm going to bring this up because this is funny too. In here, I have. Once I pop this open. Oh. I hope that's not what I think it is. Because if so, I might be killing off my child. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, killing my child might be the thing that's coming up next, so we'll have to see here. I found while I was down with in my dad's storage unit a bunch of old artwork that he had printed out. And it's ancient and very, very adorable. I like the fact that there was a Star Trek comic. Here, let me switch over to this. There was a Star Trek comic that I had done. It's kind of hard to see with the, there we go. Schoolwork that he kept. My dad kept everything. My graphic portfolio. More importantly, it's interesting things like there's obviously the Monster Maroon uniform from Star Trek and a character wearing said Monster Maroon from Star Trek. And a bunch of characters wearing Monster Maroons from Star Trek, including some kind of insect guy. Looks very much like a Vresk from and the Dirty Pair. Kay from the Dirty Pair. I think part of that's Yuri from the Dirty Pair too. And I mean, like, here is my first story that I ever wrote, typewritten. So, and I am very worried. A lot of this is under the table here. So, yeah, lots of memories here. I do love seeing some of the stuff like this. He photocopied this, or I left it. I can't remember what. I mean, I don't know. But these are from a different era of my life. And memories, yes, and memories, definitely memories. And here's the bridge. Back in the days where, see, I have had a love of these half-dish starships forever. And there's the ship with half-dish. And I don't know what my problem is with half-saucer starships. But yeah. Okay. Wow. There's actually a lot more than I thought there was. There's the warp core. And stuff. Anyway, that wasn't intending to go down this rabbit hole. I discovered that I think my kiddo just pushed these things off of his desk because he's got a desk over there. And I think in a fit of frustration, he pushed them all off. And so we're going to have a discussion. But this is my first novel that I ever wrote right here. And it's actually kind of funny. I don't know what Geek Tank's about today. So you'll have to just join us and find out. We've never done this before. So in 4 minutes, we're going to switch over to Geek Tank. So I hope you can join us too, Colton. We're going to record it, though. So I think it's going to be also played at 8 tonight. But it won't be live 8 tonight. But here's 3 pages of my first novel. And what's interesting about this is typed. So this is typed. That's all right. We'll be there. So I'm fascinated by a lot of this. The TLDR on this one is Bellatrix Rising is a mix of all of the things that I have been doing. Right? Typed single space. And it was a lot of... And the thing that really intimidates me is the writing's pretty good. I'm very intimidated by my own writing. And this was on paper, typed on my mom's typewriter. And I'm going to say 1990, maybe 1989. I don't know. But I mean, it was like, it's not immature like I would have expected it to be. And we are frozen again. Why are we frozen? Look at us being frozen. We're frozen. It all locked up again. Yeah, pre-computer spell check, and you can definitely see it. I hope you guys can hear me because I am locked up again over here. Looks like OBS seized up. So something's going on. Okay. It's about time for us to switch over. So I'm going to switch over now. Thanks for joining me, guys. And I'm on the flip side. And hopefully the end credits will roll. And hopefully we will have better luck on the Geek Tank side. For everybody else who doesn't want to join us on the Geek Tank, you can always find us on RockyMountainGeekTank.com. And you can find us for there. And then I'll be back here tomorrow morning at the same time. Until then, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye.
Computer, good night.